Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 10 of It's Always Sunny in Hollywood. My name is Patrick, one of your hosts, and in case this is your first time in the podcast, the two chums with me are the same people who have been here the last few episodes. For the benefit of the new people, please introduce yourself.
My name is Red.
Hi, I'm Loogie. I'm dead inside.
Okay.
10, huh?
Yeah, guys, did you really think we were gonna get this far?
I mean, we kind of had to.
I know, but
Yeah.
At least 10 episodes, yeah. After like maybe 13, I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah.
we'll see how far this goes, if we still have the energy to keep it up. I'm having fun, though. I don't know if you guys are, but I am.
I am.
Yeah. I don't know. When later down the line, we can make it a bit more professional once the schoolwork part is done.
Professional? Us? Please.
Well, enough about the meta. Let's talk some entertainment news. So, Tim Curry turned 75 this week.
Happy
That's pretty
birthday,
cool.
Tim Curry.
Damn, he's 75?
Yeah. He hasn't been working in a bit, but man's a legend. Everyone likes Tim Curry. Let's just rip off the band-aid. Earlier this week was Funny Weed Date 420. A
5
lot
days
happened
ago.
420. Yeah, a lot happened 420. I got my vaccine shot actually on 420, so that's kind of funny, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
my first vaccine shot. My next one is gonna be the 11th. You guys ever play the game Friday Night Funkin'?
I have.
Never heard of it.
Well, it's a rhythm game that was on Newgrounds. We're all familiar with Newgrounds. We all grew up with that site. Well, the game just announced their Kickstarter. It became sort of a viral sensation. Kind of got like an Undertale type fan base, so they decided to launch a Kickstarter so they can make it a full-fledged game that you can play on like consoles and shit.
Yeah, they got like, what, 1 million now?
I don't know. I don't think the Kickstarter is done yet because it just started. So
Yeah, I know they
night-
already surpassed their goal within like the first day or two.
first hour, I think.
Really?
Because its goal was only like 60,000. Yeah, right now it's at $1,344,000. Crazy. A lot of this feels like a giant shitpost though, because some of these stretch goals are really stupid. For example, for 3 million, its stretch goal is a PlayStation 1 port. With this stretch goal reached, we will port Friday Night Funkin' to PlayStation 1 and sell physical copies, even at a loss. We don't give a fuck. Erect difficulty mode.
Sorry,
That
what?
one they might actually get.
No, I'm sorry, what?
Erect difficulty mode.
Yeah, what?
It's exactly what it
Fully
sounds like.
erect. Full-fledged. Rock hard. Oh, rock
Moving
hard.
on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
This news is the Oscars are actually happening today. After we finish recording this podcast, the Oscars are gonna happen.
So by the time you're listening to this, they've already happened.
Yeah. We're not gonna be talking about it this episode, but next episode I am going to try to have all the best picture and best animated picture nominees watched so we can talk about it a little bit. You guys planning on watching any of them?
Depends on what I've got going on tonight.
I already saw half of the best picture nominees, so I just have to get the other half. And I just need to watch Shaun the Sheep Farmageddon. And it was Jeffrey Dean Morgan's birthday. I only mention him because he played Negan in The Walking Dead, and I've been reading The Walking Dead comics lately. Really, that's the only reason I put him on. Anyway, more important birthday, Shrek turned 20.
I'm trying to think of like a funny Shrek joke to make about that, but I can't.
We've heard
There's
all this.
probably
One
a
more
quote-
year and we can settle this over a pint.
Ah, yes, that's good. I like that one.
Yeah. Shrek honestly holds up remarkably well. I still think, like, I think it's actually better the older you get, quite frankly.
The first two Shrek movies are really good.
Yeah.
We're talking about the
Shrek
we're
4
talking
is
about
great
Shrek,
too.
We're talking about Shrek 1 right now, though.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong, though.
I think the whole
know,
Shrek trilogy is great. Shrek 1, Shrek 2, Shrek Forever After.
Eh.
There is no other Shrek movie.
You forgot
We do
Puss
not-
in Boots.
Oh, right. Puss in Boots. That's a solid spin-off. That came out, like, really close to Rango, though. So, like, I don't know. If you're going to check out an animated Western, check out Rango. Like, Puss in Boots is fine, but it's no Rango, you know. Anyway, I guess in more recent releases, have any of you guys seen Falcon the Winter Soldier?
Nope.
I have not.
The finale aired Friday. I guess my overall thoughts are, it's okay. It's a fine, not nearly as interesting as WandaVision. It's a lot more consistent in quality than WandaVision. But I didn't really care for it that much. Also, it demands you really remember the events of the previous Captain America movies because Civil War is referenced a lot. It's fine, nothing special. I'd recommend you guys watch The Boys instead because it kind of covers a lot of the same ideas but better. Anyway, any of you guys watch Demon Slayer, the TV show?
Oh,
Also a no.
Kimetsu no Yaiba. All right. I fucking love that anime. Honestly, great series. Highly recommend it. I think you guys would like it actually quite a bit. It's
I
a
think
bit violent, but the
that's
main
the one
character
with
is
Michael Jackson as the villain, right?
yes.
Okay, I've
It's not
seen
actually Michael
some of it then.
Jackson. For people that don't know, he just kind of looks like Michael Jackson. Very pale white skin.
And the white fedora and suit.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but Demon Slayer is a goddamn phenomenon in Japan right now. It has slowly crawled up to be the 9th highest selling manga of all time.
I'm not surprised.
It surpassed Bleach, man. And like, I don't know if you remember when we were kids, but Bleach was fucking huge. Apparently, the movie is the highest grossing movie in Japan. Like, that's why I brought it up because the movie just came out. And remember, it came out during a pandemic. Like, it's crazy how successful this series is. You guys see the Sonic 2 set photos?
I
Yep.
did, yeah.
Well, Knuckles is gonna be the movie. That's pretty cool.
He is, and he also got decapitated.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
poor guy.
yeah. I like how his design is sort of like a combination of classic and Boom because he's a little bit stockier. So that's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
I noticed that too. He looks a bit more buff.
Anyway, in last news, the Josh fight happened. You guys familiar with the Josh fight?
I know the meme, yes.
I could elaborate so the people at home know, but honestly, I really don't feel like it. So let's just go into the movie news.
The point, I think like a little like 3-year-old one. I think he was declared the champion.
4-year-old.
I was close. Yeah, he was declared the champion.
Yep. Anyway, let's jump into the
And
movie.
despite it being a fight, it was very wholesome. Don't worry, there was no violence.
Yeah, they use pool noodles. Anyway, let's jump into the movie.
Okay, here we go. Here's the real meat and potatoes of this episode. Well, of any episode of the podcast, the movie. All right, so Furry Vengeance released in 2010 and was directed by Roger Kumble, who also directed Cruel Intentions, College Road Trip, Falling in Love, as in like a hotel, you know, 2 N's, in, falling in love, and After We Collided.
So have any of
None
us
of which.
seen any of these movies?
No.
No, I've heard of Cruel Intentions, and I remember seeing some like TV promotions for College Road Trip, but no, this is the only movie from him I've seen. For
I've heard of
Vengeance.
Cruel Intentions, and from what I know about Cruel Intentions, I'm very surprised this man made a kids movie because Cruel Intentions is like, I'm pretty sure that movie has incest in it. But like, go on.
There's really not much to say about the like production history of this movie, but there are a few interesting facts to note regarding some of the cast. For example, Dick Van Dyke was originally going to appear in the film, but he doesn't in the final cut.
I
It's
didn't even know
not
he was
known.
still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive. He's
Huh?
very much alive. He's early 90s. It's not known what role he would have played, but if I had to take a guess, I'm guessing he would have been the therapist.
I'm guessing he might have been, I don't know, Ken Jeong's role or something.
Nah, Dick Van Dyke's a national treasure. I don't see him getting beaten up by animals inside of like a kid's balloon maze, whatever.
Maybe.
I forgot. I have never actually seen a Dick Van Dyke movie, so I don't really know.
You never seen Mary Poppins?
I have not.
You never seen Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
I have not.
Huh. Anyway, so yeah, we don't have veteran actor Dick Van Dyke, but we do have veteran actress Alice Drummond, best known for playing the librarian in the opening scene of Ghostbusters. This was actually her last film role before she passed away in 2016.
Yeah, there's actually surprisingly a lot of big names in this. I recognize a good amount of the cast.
Yeah.
Here, want to just go down the cast list right now, real quick?
Yeah, sure. Still got a few more fun facts though, but you go.
Oh, whatever. Let's talk about the lead role. Brendan Fraser is the main character. He plays Dan Sanders. You got any fun facts about the lead?
I do have a few fun facts about Brendan Fraser in this movie.
Oh,
For one, he agreed to be in this film under the request that all the animals don't talk.
amazing. He must have
Yeah.
saw Hop and Alvin and the Chipmunks and be like,
This
I will
movie
not let you bow down to your whims.
this movie came out a year before Hop, so
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. He was in the Looney Tunes movie and Monkey
Mhm.
Bone, and he's done a lot of talking animal movies. So I was
Yeah.
like, if I'm gonna do another one of these, the animals aren't gonna talk.
I mean, he did get his wish, but in the end, it doesn't really matter because Brendan Fraser does not look back fondly on this movie. Apparently,
Yeah.
every article and review I've seen, they mention that he apparently is ashamed of this movie. But I can't find a direct quote from him in any article or interview saying this,
Okay.
so we don't have like a sound, credible source from him himself. But honestly, I don't find it that hard to believe.
Looks like Steve Carell was originally gonna be the main character.
Actually, this is the most interesting and kind of most depressing fun fact of all.
What?
Steve Carell was originally going to play the lead role, but then he was replaced with Samuel L. Jackson.
Huh.
Okay.
And then it went to Brendan Fraser. And so audience, just imagine the movie we're describing and all the things Brendan Fraser was put through and insert Samuel L. Jackson instead of Brendan Fraser. It's honestly depressing.
That might have actually been kind of funny.
That's really all I have in terms of fun facts. The rest is just like from the business side of the movie. Like
All right.
it's
Yeah.
like there were
That's
three companies involved in like a collaboration with this, but that's not really
well,
important.
okay.
And that's not really important in terms of the movie itself and your enjoyment of it.
Well, all right, then let's just keep going down the cast list. So Brendan Fraser, main character. You guys probably know him from the Mummy franchise and Looney Tunes Back in Action. His more recent role is Robot Man in Doom Patrol. You guys watch Doom Patrol?
Nope.
Nope.
I heard it's pretty good. You guys might like it. Completely standalone, superhero TV show.
We also got
Plays
Brooke Shields. We got Ken Jeong. We got Matt Perokop, I think is how you pronounce it.
Yeah, he was in High School Musical 3. Not particularly big actor, but you guys might recognize him. Ken
He hasn't been in anything since 2013 for reasons that I don't want to get into. Let's just say
Ken Jeong.
he's not the best person. Let's put it that way.
Ken Jeong, you guys probably know from he played a big role in Community. That's how I know him because he's a regular in Community and one of the funniest characters on the show. He got his big break in movies because of the Hangover franchise, and he was in Crazy Rich Asians, which is a recent movie.
There's also Angela Kinsey, who you might know from The Office.
Yeah, she played Angela.
There's also Skylar Samuels, and D. Bradley Baker provides the voices of the animals.
Yeah, D. Bradley Baker is a fucking legend, man. He is a legendary voice actor. He plays so many cool characters.
Okay, I think that's enough behind the scenes stuff.
Yep.
Let's not waste any time. Let's jump into this. Quick plot synopsis. This movie stars
Oh,
Brendan.
whoa, wait 1 sec.
What?
Patrice O'Neal is in this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where was he? What
he
the
was
hell?
he was one of the construction workers.
Oh! Oh yeah, he was. Jesus. Man, Patrice O'Neal, he's a comedy legend. That's like finding out George Carlin was in Thomas the Tank Engine. Like, what the hell? And Patrice O'Neal's offensive. Like, good lord. Love the dude, but like
Yeah,
edgy.
a lot of big names in this movie.
Yeah. Wallace Shawn, I recognize him. He was a therapist. Rob Riggle.
I wonder
Crazy.
how they all felt about being in this movie.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Like I said before, I think that's enough regarding the production. But
Oh, that's kind of sad. This was Patrice O'Neal's last movie before he died. Patrice O'Neal passed away the year after this came out. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
quick plot synopsis. This movie is about a real estate developer named Dan Sanders who is put in charge of overseeing the construction of a brand new community. But the animals don't like that very much because that means deforestation of their home. So they basically torture him for 92 minutes. And that's our movie.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, not much of a real story here, I guess.
I'll say this. If you hate Brendan Fraser and just want to see this man in pain, then I guess this is the movie for you. But I don't hate Brendan Fraser, so this movie is just kind of embarrassing to sit through. Lugia, tell us your thoughts.
Oh boy.
Gotta start somewhere. Might as well be you.
Alright. I think we can all agree that this is legitimately the worst movie we've seen so far.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I would say it's the worst, like,
It's
made. It's just the one that I enjoy by far the least.
yeah. Yeah. It's definitely more competently made than Samurai Cop or The Room, but
no, but those
it's
movies have merit because of how bad they are that makes them
yeah,
enjoyable.
Yeah,
This
those
movie is
movies
not
movies
are
are
enjoyable at
fun.
all.
those movies are at least so bad they're good. This is just not.
Embarrassing.
Yeah. It's just the least entertaining. Like even Green Hornet, which I dislike, it had moderately fun action, you know? This has nothing.
Yeah,
Well, let's
Like
go in.
I gave
Let's
Green
go in.
Hornet too little credit. I mean, I thought that movie was just decent, but compared to this, that movie had at least something going on.
Okay. Instead of just comparing it to movies we've talked about, let's see this movie on its own merits.
okay, if I'm gonna say anything nice about it, I think Brendan Fraser and Ken Jeong do decent with the material. They're not good, but they do okay. I think Wallace Shawn during his brief moment, he was pretty memorable. His like singular scene. Other than that, like
Lugia,
it's
Lugia,
incredibly predictable.
You got any positives?
Not really, no.
I have two. I have two positives. One is I'll say that Mr. Lyman and the Ranger are occasionally amusing.
Oh yeah, the ranger that keeps on wanna shoot the
He
wife or
he
whatever. He
he's just
keeps thinking the
very
wife murdered the
he,
husband, but then the
he's
husband
kind
turns
of
out to be fine.
he's kind of crazy. He's very much into his job. Like when Dan first goes missing, he's like, "All right, somebody murdered," and they're all like, "I'm sorry, what are you talking about?" Like like they both occasionally have a kind of decent line. And I'll say this, there was one moment that actually got a good laugh out of me, but it wasn't for the reason intended. Okay, guys, you know at the end of the movie, the animals are basically rebelling against, spoiler alert, they rebel against everybody.
Yeah.
Um, Remember they hijacked the Ranger's car? You remember that? They hijacked the Ranger's car and tie him to the roof?
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna say, you know how I saw this movie as a kid and then I have zero memories of it?
You just
I
didn't,
can
you threw off my groove
I can
in the
feel the
middle.
same thing happening right now because like I, my memories of this film are fading away like as we speak.
Anyway,
I barely remember anything of substance in this movie. Hell, there barely was anything at all.
as I was saying, the one moment that I thought was legitimately funny was when the animals hijack the Ranger's car, they crash it into like barrels, and he goes flying off of the car. The Ranger goes flying off his car and lands in the pickle barrel. I thought that was funny because it was so obvious that they used a dummy to have him land in the pickle barrel. Like they didn't it looked so bad, but it was so funny
I don't
because
even
it was so
remember
crazy.
Oh.
that.
Yeah, I don't that's why I brought it up. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that I thought that scene was I thought that was the funniest the movie got.
All right. What was that imagination shit they had with the animals? That looked so bad. It looked like some Windows like
Yeah, like the
iMovie.
photoshopped like
It
thought
looked like
bubbles.
It
it
looked
looks
out of
like an
like a
effect in
PlayStation game.
iMovie. It's ridiculously
This
bad.
movie had a budget of $35 million, by the way.
I'll give credit that at least the CGI isn't used often. Doesn't
Except
make it
on
any
the
that doesn't
animals.
no, I mean most of the time they use puppets.
Yeah, but when they have to like actually animate the animals doing something, oh god.
Ugh, it does not look right. And did you guys think like the expressions on the animals looked weird?
Yeah.
For the most part, they use like real animals and puppets and stuff. They don't use the CGI that often. But in order to like get expressions and stuff and to give like a personality or character to the animals, they like stretch their face and manipulate their expression, and it just looks off.
I couldn't even tell their real expressions. It kind of it looks so fake.
Like the best example I could think of is that scene in the beginning where the raccoon blows on Rob Riggle's car and it goes falling off the cliff. The way he exhales, it's so obvious they like stretched the face out, and it looked weird.
Yeah, it was all just done in post. And they didn't even care about touching it up afterwards.
This movie is remarkably predictable, right?
I knew exactly what I was getting into in the first minute of the movie when Dan said he was gonna destroy the forest or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, this is a movie about a guy who learns he's doing the wrong thing by destroying the forest, and the animals are gonna teach him that the hard way.
Yeah. Now the weird thing is though is that like it doesn't like make sense. Like I don't know anything. The events of the movie, I do not know how he learned his lesson because he's just
Okay.
being tortured by animals the whole time.
I remember I liked this movie when I first saw it as a kid. But even
Well,
when I
we
was a
were 10.
kid,
I won't judge you harshly.
I know. But even as a kid, there were some things in this movie I didn't understand. Like, why are the animals going after Dan? And just him specifically? Shouldn't they also be going after the construction workers? Or Mr. Lyman? I mean, the raccoon was in Mr. Lyman's plane. He heard him basically force Dan into this situation.
I don't know. Maybe they saw the Mummy 3 and did not appreciate Brendan Fraser's choices. That would be funny if like the animals were literally like they gave just the animals like a specific reason why they hated Brendan Fraser, completely unrelated to the stuff.
Speaking of other movies, and particularly Jay Ward movies, the way this movie ends, I swear this is a prequel to the Dudley Do-Right movie. Because that
I-
also starred Brendan Fraser, and the last shot in the movie is him on a Ranger poster.
The hell is Dudley Do-Right?
Dudley Do-Right was a segment in the Rocky and Bullwinkle show.
He was in the Rocky and Bullwinkle movie?
No, there was a Dudley Do-Right movie starring Brendan Fraser. I never saw it, but I know it exists.
Never even heard of it.
So maybe
Yeah, I
this
never
movie
heard
is a
about it.
prequel. Because again, it ends with him being a Ranger.
I know you said you laughed like once. Lugia, did you laugh once? Because I did not laugh a single time.
Neither did I. None of the jokes were funny. I felt like they could have worked if they cut some of them short, like the Betty the Cow thing. Like
The
after,
joke is that
Yeah.
she's old. The
yeah.
joke is she's old and she has a bad memory.
Also, speaking of jokes, why did Dan scream Miley Cyrus when the boulder was coming after him? And don't say it's because of Wrecking Ball, because that came out 3 years later.
I'm guessing it was just like one of those cases where person can't swear, so they just say a name instead.
I can't answer that question, but I will say this. 10-year-old me thought that Brendan Fraser screaming Miley Cyrus was one of the funniest things. I remember laughing my butt off when I heard that.
I'll forgive you for now.
Dude, I was 10. I was 10. We all liked weird things when we were kids.
Yeah, but like, I don't get it. Was it just because it's a funny name to say in a stressful situation where he could potentially die if this
Yeah,
weren't a
basically.
kids'
I mean-
movie?
Okay, you remember Danny Phantom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you remember how the principal or the teacher, like Mr. Lancer, anytime like something happened, he would like yell the name of a book instead of cursing? So like instead of saying Great Scott or Good Lord, he'd be like, the Great Gatsby, Grapes of Wrath.
Yeah, but this is
Pride
the
and
only
Prejudice.
time it happens. It's not character quirk. It's just there.
I don't know, maybe they cut out some other instances.
But enough about Dan. There's the other characters, like his family, and
Let's see.
swear-
Oh, right, we didn't even
I
mention
s-
his family.
I swear the movie wants to set up subplots with them, but they are so underdeveloped and basically non-existent.
His son dates a
Oh.
tree hugger, so there's like a little bit of conflict. Because let's be real, the son does not give a fuck about the environment.
It's basically, guys, it's basically a recurring joke of this podcast that we talk about the romantic subplot. There was barely a romantic subplot here. They're in 3 scenes together.
No one would have been funny if I made this movie. I would have just 100% made the kid a complete incel, talking about gamers rising up,
He screamed at a Nintendo Wii.
women. What? He does? Oh shit! Yeah, there was a Nintendo Wii in here. Good lord, do you think they had to like get that approved, that product placement, or do you think Nintendo paid them?
I don't know. I thought it was just a joke on like the casual market. I have no idea why that was even in there.
I think it was just product placement. Like I'm questioning why Nintendo would even like say yes.
I don't
Like,
think
they're
they
usually so
did.
strict on their image. Well, I mean, no, because you can't do it. Like they'd have to get at least permission. Who knows?
Well, moving away from Tyler, at the beginning of the movie, it looks like they want to set up something with Dan's wife because she is kind of unexpectedly put in charge of setting up like a big forest festival, even though she doesn't
Yeah.
want to. That's never addressed again. She goes
Yeah.
along with it just fine.
just happens in like the end or whatever.
Yeah, it's at the beginning. She's like, "Oh, I didn't want to. Okay, I guess I'm in charge of the Forest Festival." And the rest of the movie, she never complains about it once.
Yeah, they never even mentioned the fact that she's a school teacher. Like, you think that might get tied in with the son? Like, maybe she teaches at the same school her son goes to. He's embarrassed because his teacher is his mom. That could have been something.
It's not original, but it would have been something.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna set up like these side plots, at least commit to them, even if they're cliched.
Or you could
So
take the
no,
Tommy Wiseau approach and just say it's a plot twist and nothing else.
Also, guys, question: is this movie racist?
a little bit, yeah,
I guess.
kind of, but like
Yeah, because there's a few moments where like
the Indian shit is kind of racist.
yeah, like they say, how do we please the Indian investors? And Ken Jeong's assistant says, oh, we have like teepees that we serve buffalo burgers and stuff.
When
I'm
the
like,
fuck did they say this in the
"What?"
movie?
Oh
They
yeah,
were
then
trying to.
Angela,
They were having a
then-
meeting, and they were trying
and
to
then
figure out how to please the investors.
then Angela tries to correct him and was like, "Oh, you mean the Gandhi Indians, not the teepee Indians?" And
God,
was like,
I forgot so
fuck?"
much. And it's only been a couple days since I saw this movie.
Yeah, I saw this like I saw this on 420.
So
I should have
okay,
watched it blazed.
this movie is both lazy and slightly racist.
Let's be real, racist humor is incredibly easy humor. So
There is such a thing as doing racist humor right.
yeah, I know, but like the difference is like Mel Brooks and like Tropic Thunder. Those movies are like intelligent.
This
Yeah,
is a kids movie with like
you don't
toilet
expect.
jokes, and Brendan Fraser gets peed on by a raccoon.
Well, let's see. Only thing else I have in the notes is that I did not watch the credits. The second they started, I turned off the movie.
Same here. I was done. I was bored.
You want me to
Just-
describe it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so the end credits are various scenes from the movie, basically after they finished shooting, of the actors and the animals singing "Insane in the Membrane."
Oh man, I fucking
And
love
they
that
also
song, too.
parody a bunch, and they also parody scenes from like some movies from like the 80s. And it's as great as it sounds.
Was it
Mm.
was it actually worth sticking around for the credits?
Not really, no.
So anyway,
Only
I
with
think
only
I know why I don't remember this movie, despite watching it twice now. Apparently there's a psychological phenomenon where you don't remember traumatic events from your childhood.
I wouldn't say this movie would make someone traumatized, but
No, I was 10 years old. I think this might have fucked me up a little bit as a kid.
yeah, actually, I never Lugia, I never explained. We saw this movie in theaters because I remember this movie came out around like my birthday, and I had like a sleepover with several of my friends, and this was part of the sleepover was we went to go see this movie.
So that's how when we saw it.
Yeah,
Man.
and Lugia, actually, being a movie released in
Right.
2010, this was a few months before we met.
really?
Yeah, I remember we met in the summer.
Yeah, this was 5th grade, so
I remember back when I was in elementary school or late elementary school, you guys all had the Wimpy Kid Do It Yourself diary, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
I kept one of those at the time, and just for old time's sake, I pulled it out just to look through it and see if I wrote anything about this movie, and I kind of did. I just mentioned that we went to go see it. But also, the same day we saw it, that was also the day our elementary school was having the annual Arbor Day thing where we plant a tree. But that was the year when the microphone on the podium wasn't working, and nobody could hear anything. And at one point, Red, you stood up and just yelled, "What?" You remember that?
yeah, I do.
Yes! That was the same day we saw this movie.
Oh, okay, so, that's interesting. Let's talk about some recommendations then. So, if any of you people somehow like this movie,
First off, I feel bad for
Uh,
you.
yeah, but I don't know, watch Yogi Bear and Woody Woodpecker. They're talking animal movies about saving the rainforest or some shit. Woody Woodpecker's literally about like a family.
Yeah, I see more similarities in the Woody Woodpecker movie. I've never
Yeah.
seen it, but I've seen clips of it.
Yeah,
It looks very much similar. So yeah.
I did see Yogi Bear. That movie sucks. Only standout thing about it is that Justin Timberlake plays Boo Boo, and he honestly does a perfect impression, which is really fucked up. Now, like when you think about it, like why does Justin Timberlake know how to do a perfect Boo Boo impression?
I also noticed in recommendations, you put the nut job, and honestly, I feel like this movie is more comparable to the second nut job because that movie is all about animals against construction workers, and I think there's even a gag where they flip a porta potty. So
Yeah, all right.
I feel like the second nut job is a more apt comparison.
And I put Monkey Bone because that's another Brendan Fraser movie. Although more people seem to like Monkey Bone than this one, so Monkey Bone kind of a cult classic thing. You know, it's directed by Henry Selick, who made Coraline and Nightmare Before Christmas. So Monkey Bone might actually be good. I don't know, but I've heard
I've never
people.
seen Monkey Bone, so I can't comment.
Yeah. Anyway,
Also, we didn't get to our scores, but I'm going to assume we all gave this movie a 1 out of 10.
I give it a 1 out of 10. Yeah.
I've I've decided I'm going to just do a 5-star ranking because I feel like that's easier for me.
All right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a 1 out of 5 for me.
Yeah. How do you? I'm gonna assume you like it less than The Room and the Disaster Artist from last week.
Yeah, this is at the bottom of my ranking. Like I wasn't a huge fan of Samurai Cop, but I can at least see the appeal in it as a so bad it's good movie.
Yeah.
This I There's really nothing this movie has to offer.
Hell, Green Hornet had more to offer, despite
Like I
not having much to begin with.
like I said, unless like I said at the beginning, if you hate Brendan Fraser and just want to see this man in pain, fine. I guess this movie will satisfy that. But
Yeah.
I do not
Yeah.
hate Brendan Fraser, so I just feel bad for him the entire time.
Yeah, that's why I suggested Monkey Bone because that's also a movie about Brendan Fraser and pain. So might be some crossover appeal.
Very
Let's
much.
have some positivity. We all like Brendan Fraser, right?
He's
Yeah.
alright.
All right. So for the Q&A, I decided just asking, what's your favorite Brendan Fraser movie performance? I want to throw out something nice so people don't judge this poor man based off this movie. So I know everyone's probably going to mention Looney Tunes Back in Action and The Mummy. We all grew up with those.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, those are the two movies I think of when I think of
have you
Brendan
guys ever
Fraser.
seen the TV show Scrubs?
No.
Yeah, I remember he was in a few episodes of that.
Yeah, I think he was a real show stealer for like the few episodes he was in. Also, his last episode is generally like one of the most emotional episodes of the show. It's like the Futurama dog episode. It's like a real gut punch. His character is that he's Dr. Cox's best friend, who's the grumpy
Hmm.
uh mentor figure. He's
Yeah.
he's his best friend, and he's also his ex-wife's brother. So very close to him, but he has like cancer, some disease the whole time, and despite that, he's incredibly positive and all that.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
He actually showed up more than once, to sort of establish his friendship. But yeah, the episode he one of the episodes he did pass away, and it's like a real gut punch of a thing. Real great episode. So yeah, it's only, episodes are only half hour long, so if you don't want to invest a full movie, I'd say check out those 2 episodes of Scrubs he was in. So the Oscars is today. You guys have any predictions for it?
My biggest guess is that Nomadland's gonna win Best Picture. I haven't
Yeah.
seen Nomadland, but considering all the other awards it's won, that's my big guess.
I don't really have
Yeah.
any predictions.
I guess my prediction is that it's going to be incredibly unfunny. And have you ever noticed with every Oscar, like every time they give like the openers before they, announce the nominees and all that stuff, they're always like, Hollywood, we make movies. Movies are important. That was like had this really weird, stupid hack speech, incredibly self-important. God, I hate the Oscars, man. They're the least by far the least entertaining award show. Like at least the Grammys have musical performances, Oscars has they have some musical performances, but they usually suck. Oh, here's another prediction. Every time they announce the award, they're gonna state every single nominee's full name, and then the TV, which shows the nominees, they're also gonna announce every single nominee's full name because they've done it multiple times, and I wonder why don't they just fix it where only one time they say the nominee's full name? Like it's so repetitive. Anyway, as for wins, we all think Pixar is gonna win Best Animated Feature, right?
More than likely.
Sure.
I'm gonna guess Soul because I don't think many people liked Onward. You guys see Onward?
No.
I did.
Haven't seen Soul either.
I'd recommend Soul. I actually like Soul quite a bit. I wouldn't say it's as good as like their classic stuff, but it's about as good as like Inside Out or Coco. I don't like Onward. It's not, terrible. I wouldn't put it in like good dinosaur tier, but it's not. I don't like it that much. Anyway, last question is any actors you want to make a comeback like Brendan Fraser? I wrote a long list, but I'm not going to say all of it because I don't care to say all of it.
Definitely Jack Nicholson.
Oh yeah, Jack Nicholson. Is
And
he still
I had an answer when I first looked at this question when you wrote it down. I don't remember what my answer was though.
Yeah, I was thinking Mike Myers maybe.
Christopher
Then
Lloyd.
yeah, Christopher Lloyd it did actually briefly come back on that movie Nobody. Christopher Lloyd was in it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
Really?
Yeah. Nobody's a good movie, by the way. I'd recommend it. Eddie Murphy, I wrote him down, but Eddie Murphy and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, they're slowly coming back. They're in a bunch of movies last few years.
It's nice that because of the Sonic movie, Jim Carrey's making a comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very happy about that.
Yeah. I definitely like Rick Moranis to come back. I know he retired to take care of his kids, but like, his kids have to be adults by now, right? Are his kids adults though? I don't know. Val Kilmer. I've always liked Val Kilmer. You guys ever watch, Val Kilmer movies?
Nope.
Probably, but I can't think of any off the top of my head.
All right. Let's see. Johnny Depp. I know his career kind of took a tumble last 10 years, but you know what? He was still super great in the 90s and 2000s, so I'd love to see him come back. And you know what? I'm just going to wrap this up. Arsenio Hall. He was Eddie Murphy's sort of sidekick in Coming to America, but he used to be this really funny talk show host. And yeah, Arsenio Hall is great. A super underrated comedian. And if I had to mention one more, I guess I'd say, I haven't heard from Bill Cosby in a while. I wonder what happened to him.
No comment.
Yeah, I know that was a dumb joke, but
I know it was a joke. Anything else you guys want to add about anything?
no, honestly, this movie is incredibly draining.
Yeah.
Okay, so that about does it for Furry Vengeance. I'm sorry.
Right. Anyway, next week is my recommendation, and after that
What
movie,
do you got for us?
after that movie, I decided that I was gonna show some mercy. I want to show mercy, but I also want revenge, so I'm doing a double feature with a fantastic movie and one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
So we haven't done animation yet, and we haven't done the musicals yet, so I figured this would kind of cover it. So we're going to be talking about The Wall and Nostalgia Critic's
Good.
remake of The Wall.
Oh
Oh,
God.
good. I've not seen the Nostalgia Critic video because
God
I've
damn.
heard nothing but bad things.
Yeah.
I am curious about the movie version, the actual movie. So
Yeah, that's why Lugia yesterday on our little movie night thing, when your friend suggested that, I was like, oh, that'd be convenient if it landed on that.
I'm just waiting for the day you're gonna start recommending Channel Awesome movies.
Oh, I
Ah,
was
jeez.
really tempted to recommend Kick-Ass here, but I decided, you know what, I'm gonna show Mercy. I already have a
brother.
plan for my next recommendation, which is gonna be like a generally good movie. Next one is definitely gonna be a subtitle one, but yeah, this is The Wall, by Pink Floyd. So,
And Doug Walker.
yes, and Doug Walker.
Thanks for joining us for our 10th episode. Hope that you'll join us again next week. I don't know. I'm bad at outros.
See you then.
Indeedly do.